Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Sejanus, his fall, and we get to hear from Silius today in Act 1, Scene 1, which just keeps going because this is sort of a political tragedy drama thing, so we need to get all the exposition out there and figure out who's sitting on what side of the aisle. And we've been spending a lot of time with Silius and Sejanus, who are not fans of Sejanus. We've seen a couple other people who are fans of Sejanus, and of course Silius and Sejanus don't like them, but they have largely left once they saw Cordua enter and let us know the Cordua is a bit of an historian who has some annals that are going to be published pretty soon that might be a little bit controversial when they come out. But then Aruntius also came in and he joined in with the, people these days aren't as passionate as they used to be kind of thing. It's like, it's not the fault of government, it's just that we're a bunch of wimps these days. And then we had the emperor's son sort of walk through the space, and they all make way for him, and they start commenting that he's actually turning into a mature young man and he might be a noble leader someday, which gets them all nostalgic for Germanicus. And Aruntius said toward the end of yesterday's video that if ever the seeds of virtue lived somewhere, they lived in Germanicus. And Silius says he had the fruits, Aruntius, more than the seeds. Sabinus and myself had means to know him within and can report him. We were his followers. He would call us friends. He was a man most like to virtue. In all and every action nearer to the gods than men in nature. Of a body as fair as was his mind, and no less reverend in face than fame. He could so use his state, tempering his greatness with his gravity, as it avoided all self-love in him, and spite in others. What his funerals lacked in images and pomp, they had supplied with honorable sorrow, soldier's sadness, a kind of silent mourning, such as men, who know no tears but from their captives, use to show in so great losses. So this is almost like a little eulogy to Germanicus. He's like, he didn't just have the seeds of virtue, he bore the fruits of virtue. This was a true, honorable, virtuous man. And Silius goes on to say that he and Sabinus knew Germanicus well. They were friends with him, and he was virtuous, he was noble, he was good looking, but he was also humble, and all of the things that he did were done in such a way as to not inflate his own ego too much, which means that he didn't ever get too self-righteous, and people didn't hate him for it. Because, sometimes the people that are always right all the time, they can garner some resentment from people around them. But the way that he handled himself didn't inspire resentment in the people around him, even though, he did all these great things. And he's like, his funeral wasn't big and overblown with lots of pomp and circumstance, but there were a lot of solemn soldiers there, mourning in the way that soldiers do. Soldiers who don't cry, but they just know the gravity of what it is that they have lost. And Cordua says that Cordua responds by saying that he always sort of equated Germanicus with Alexander the Great, because they kind of lived about the same time. Maybe they were kind of like the same height and all this stuff. And Sabinus is going to continue on with some more thoughts about Germanicus in tomorrow's monologue. So today's wasn't super exciting, but we got to maybe learn something about Germanicus. Anyway, we'll learn more about him tomorrow. I'll see you then. Mwah.